Ghost Podcast. Greetings, listeners. Welcome back to the Daily Ghost Podcast, or welcome to the Daily Ghost Podcast. If this is your first time, I always try to make sure everybody knows what goes on here, and what we do is quite simple. We bring some more life to creepypasta stories, to creepy stories in general. And you can be a part of the show very easy by simply recording an MP3 of you reading a story, sending it to thatdailyghost@gmail.com, and I will do all this editing and make it fancy, and you will get your own episode, guys. How amazing is that? Wouldn't that be fun? So those of you that listen to the show, don't forget, you can be the show yourself, very simply. And it'll be very entertaining for me as well. But at the same time, you know why we're here, and you know what we do. We come here, we bring some extra light to these authors that might go unknown, right? We could find the next Stephen King, the next Dean Koontz. So far, to no avail, we have not found this person, but, I tend to read the shorter stories. I don't like to read super long stories because in most cases, some of the grammar isn't great. I mean, creepypasta is known to edit the stories themselves and make the punctuation and spelling and all this stuff a little better, but everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes it's hard to read. That's why I like to stick to the shorter stuff. But either way, we're here. We're here for another Daily Ghost Podcast. You know what we do. Turn the lights down, and let's get strange right now with another creepypasta. Today's creepypasta story comes from the_surrounding_darkness, and it's called Cartoon Cat. Now keep in mind, guys, I never read these stories ahead of time. I read them kind of live in the recording, so I have no idea how this is going to go. Sounds interesting. Has 507 views, rated 3.45 by 20 users with 1 comment. Cartoon Cat by the Surrounding Darkness. It was 7 years ago, in the start of summer. My friends and I were so excited. We were planning on having a cartoon marathon. We were going to watch some old cartoons that nobody remembered. I can't remember the name of it. All I remember is the character. It just puts me on edge. All I remember is the character was tall, and it was a cat with gloves and completely black eyes. That's all I remember. It would stare at the screen from time to time, doing nothing but showing us its stare. It had the creepiest voice, too. It was low-pitched and raspy. My friends and I watched the whole thing, unwillingly. We were all creeped out and on edge for 7 seasons. It took us 18 hours and 3 days to finish the show. When it ended, we were almost broken. At the end of the last episode, it stared at the screen once more. But this time, it was different. Its smile got smaller, as if it were starting to frown. When the cat started to frown, it then started to cry and scream. The episode ended. The credits rolled in, and we were all so disturbed, but I simply tried to laugh it off. The next day, my friend group split up. Apparently, one of my friends killed himself. Everyone seemed to blame each other. I went home that night to lay down and watch TV. I was so sad. The second I turned on my TV, the cat appeared. It had its cold, blank stare, as always. All of a sudden, I heard a whisper coming from the cat. It told me a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. Your door was unlocked. Look behind you. The cat's smile got wider and wider. It was yellow, jagged teeth, and all of a sudden the cat was gone. My show finally started playing. I heard my mom scream. I rushed downstairs. I saw my mom's arm first, then her legs, then her eyes, then her head. I was about to call the cops when I saw the blood on the wall. It said, That's all, folks. It must have been the cat. I don't know what else would have done that. So I ran outside crying. I was trying to find anyone to help me. Just then, my dad came home. He saw I was crying and went inside to check what was going on. Then I heard him scream too. I ran inside and once again, he was dismembered and dead. More of the same text was on the wall, written in blood. I was fed up with it. I grabbed a baseball bat and ran outside. I screamed at the top of my lungs, just trying anything to get the cat to come at me. Then I heard a low, raspy voice whisper a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. We are outside now. I'm going to kill you. Just then, the cat appeared right in front of me. It started to smile, wider and wider, until its face was covered with its yellow jagged teeth and blank, lifeless eyes. It started to scream. Its arms extended. I started to run. The second the cat got to me, I sidestepped and hit it. The cat exploded in ink. It reappeared behind me. Just when it was about to kill me, my friend showed up with the weapons. They had knives, Molotov cocktails. Hell, even one had his dad's shotgun. They knew. They threw everything at the cat. The knives, the cocktails, every single bullet. The cat screamed in pain as the fire from the Molotov cocktails made it dissolve into nothing. We were friends again. Everything was fine. Years have passed, and now I'm afraid again. Today, I could have sworn I heard that whisper. Well, I'll be fine. Probably. This has been a Daily Ghost podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed every episode. And if you want to continue culture, that's Pace Podcast.